My father, mother-in-law, and Mrs. Kellogg, my sister-in-law, made their escape from the fort, and had proceeded about 3/4 of a mile when they were overtaken by the enemy and stripped of their clothing, and the two first named were murdered, my father being shot through with an arrow and scalped, my mother-in-law being stabbed with a knife and left as dead, while my sister-in-law, Mrs. Kellogg, was taken off as a prisoner. Mr. Frost and his son Robert were slain in the fort, from whence was taken Mrs. Plummer, at that time pregnant, and her child, about 18 months old, as prisoners. Thus were 5 slain, 1 badly wounded, and 5 taken prisoners, and 23 made their escape. Mr. Plummer having succeeded in alarming the neighbors, he, in company with some 15 others, returned to the fort just as the Indians, after having stripped it of everything, destroyed the cattle, and secured the horses, were leaving it. The Indians being 700 or 800 strong, they did not attack or attempt to follow them, but retreated to the woods, where they concealed themselves until the next day, when they proceeded to another settlement about 60 miles east of the fort, near Fort Houston. Mr. Nixon, after having gallantly released the prisoners as mentioned, and after having placed them in the care of Mr. Plummer and his company, turned his attention to myself and those with me. In passing through the river bottom, we often came to sandy places where we could be tracked. If there was necessity for flight, I thought there was also necessity for precaution, and accordingly, when I came to those sandy places, I made all the company pass over them by walking backwards, in order that our tracks would present the appearance of our having gone in a contrary direction from the one we were pursuing, and thus deceive the Indians should they attempt to follow our trail. This ruse deceived Mr. Nixon, who, after a fruitless search of 2 days to find us, gave us up, supposing that we had fallen into the hands of the savages. Whilst he was thus wandering about, undetermined what to do, he accidentally found Mrs. Duty, who had been stabbed in the right breast with a large knife, which did not enter the chest, but passed off near her ribs. He was passing near her after dark and heard her groans, and on approaching her, found her in a dying and most pitiable condition. It had been 12 or 14 hours since she was stabbed, and faint with the loss of blood, stripped of every vestige of clothing, she lay mangled and bleeding on the cold ground in a dark and howling wilderness, while her lifeblood was fast ebbing from her wound. He at first attempted to remove her, but she fainted in his arms, and his only means of reviving her was by bringing water to her in his shoe.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.